Hey, what's up, my friends? Welcome to today's pregame show. Iowa State and Mississippi State, this Big 12 SEC midseason challenge resumes today. Iowa State's game against the Bulldogs starts at 5 o'clock tonight on ESPN2. We want to thank our sponsors, the Iowa Clinic and the Iowa Clinic Men's Center. You don't blame me for sucking down coffee while I do this pregame show, because it's hard to make these interesting these days, but nonetheless, they are our Iowa State Cyclones, and we're going to cover them and be excited and passionate about doing so. The way I view this game, first of all, Mississippi State, for y'all who don't know much about these Bulldogs, they've lost 4 of 5, which in my opinion is a little bit deceiving. They're 9-8 overall, 8th in the SEC. But this is a team that's played teams pretty well. They have a win over number 13 Missouri on their belt. Just recently, they played ranked teams in Alabama and Tennessee very tightly. I watched the Alabama game as I was anticipating what was coming up for the Cyclones. Nate Oates is a friend of mine, and Charlie Henry's on that staff, so I follow Alabama quite closely, and played them tougher than I anticipated they would. And then on Tuesday night, really in a disgustingly gross game against Tennessee, lost by 3, 56-53. So this is a basketball team that, again, despite that losing 4 of 5, they're still very competitive, and that's something that Iowa State can't say, right? You look at Iowa State right now, and this is my deal. They weren't exactly competitive, or they had been, I guess. That what I was about to say isn't really fair. I mean, they were very competitive against Baylor, very competitive against Texas, and then get blown out by Texas Tech. And then you have, 2 full weeks off. And you come out with 6 scholarship guys against Oklahoma State the other night. And that effort, I stand by it. That was as hard as I've seen this team play all year. What does that say exactly? I don't know. It's probably not encouraging. My question is, 1, we don't know how many guys Iowa State has back today. 2, can you carry that over? I felt like they were playing a lot on adrenaline on Monday night against Oklahoma State, specifically in the first 30 minutes. That game got away from them at the end. If you were one of the fans that stayed and watched to the end, that was a much closer basketball game than a 21-point game. But it felt like, it felt like mass chaos for 40 minutes. Can you bottle that energy up the way Iowa State had in really the first 30, 35 minutes the other night and take it on the road to Mississippi State? I don't think so. I think this is going to be a blowout. I hope I'm wrong, because I'm just assuming Iowa State's not anywhere near full strength again today. They're being very coy about it, and I guess I don't blame them. That's what coaches do in 2021. But let's say Jalen Coleman-Lands is back today, but everybody else is still out. Like, does that really – I mean, sure, you like your chances more, but does that really change your opinion on, like, okay, so you got 7 scholarship guys going down to Miss? No, it just doesn't. Right now, the line on this thing is 8.5. I don't bet on Iowa State games. I sure wouldn't bet on them today if I did, though. The only thing you got here is this could be close because Mississippi State just doesn't play the type of basketball to blow people out. They just don't. They're kind of they remind me of the old Texas A&M teams that used to be in the Big 12. You remember those games, like, where you had the whole Big 12 was playing like a fun style, like it was like, kind of, this was prior to Hoiberg, obviously, but scored a lot of points. I'm talking the Morgan era, really. Maybe a little bit at the end of the Eustachy, although Eustachy played a kind of a gross style of basketball too. You guys know what I mean, where they'd just rather beat you up than outskill you. That's what Mississippi State's going to do today. And so that is an opportunity there. If Iowa State has a game where it's shooting well, where you can keep this thing within 10 points and keep it respectable. So in that case, the opponent is favorable. But here's where it's not: is if you don't have any depth and you get into one of those gross games and you get into foul trouble, I mean, you're looking at playing walk-ons really quickly in that basketball game. So I'm not bullish on the Cyclones today. We'll see how they come out. 5 o'clock tip. We'll have halftime here on the stream. Cyclone Fanatic Twitter, Cyclone Fanatic Facebook, Cyclone Fanatic YouTube, and of course CycloneFanatic.com. Appreciate y'all sticking with us during a tough season, and I hope you're enjoying our coverage. Thank you very much, and have a great Saturday. If you're in Iowa, where we have this supposed ice storm coming in, please be safe out there. Appreciate y'all. Have a great weekend with your family.